Hey, what's up guys, my name is Azoh, and it is very, very late. It's 4:42, and I got an exam on Friday. I really shouldn't be up, but I just saw the patch notes. I think it's 7:21, and I saw the the Duskblade of Drakthar has got an update, a buff even, you could say, which is not sure how I'm feeling about that. So it's see that I am unseen. Picking Duskblade of Drakthar now tells your team whether you're currently unseen or not. Um, Not sure if I'm a fan of this. This sort of goes with many other simplifications that they're doing with the game and that they have done with the game. There's many instances of them changing something that was previously a skill into something that everyone can absorb. For the very old schoolers out there, even it's gonna sound weird to some of you, but even timing Baron and Dragon, or even knowing when Baron and Dragon were killed, because before you didn't get a big woof, dragon has been killed. You'd have to write that down, and consecutively they keep doing updates and changes that sort of take away that. They did it with Mana Moon, where you don't activate it anymore. You just kind of do the damage. Or Muramana rather. And this is another one, because one of my favorite things about Duskblade currently is one of my absolute favorite items in the game, because it basically creates an entire playstyle in itself. I probably still will make a video on it, because, well, the patch hasn't come out yet, or maybe it has. I'm probably still going to make a video on it, because it's a very interesting item that creates a unique playstyle where you're playing around Duskblade specifically, where you dart in and out of bushes, try to do pokes with auto attacks, which for many assassins is usually when you do auto attacks, that's the point where you're going in. But Duskblade has kind of created an alternative playstyle where you can kind of go in, do one attack, and go out again, which is very interesting. I really like it, and especially it's said doing an entire W combo auto attack, do like 60%, 55% of the HP, back out again, maybe even beta flash is very interesting. This doesn't change that at all. It's just me appreciating Duskblade. I think they did a good job with the item. But one of the things I like the most with Duskblade is the fact that you can see if you're standing on a ward or not. Not just with the lights out passive, which activates, negates wards, and you can kill wards. Even when that's not on cooldown, even when it's on cooldown, you can see if it's warded, because you'll see if Duskblade disappears, and then there's a slight pause in between where you have to it's a couple of seconds until it resets into the passive. So then you kind of have to get a feel for, okay, where is it most likely that I ran into the ward, and then I can kind of backtrack. Where is it most likely that the ward can, where is the sight radius, and we have a rough idea of where the ward is. I really like that. That's not really going to win a game for you, probably. It might be something that leads to a kill, or it might be something that leads to you not getting killed, which in case would have snowballed the game and, led to a kill or whatever. But it's not a gigantic benefit or anything like that. It's one of the things I liked a lot about the game, those small, sort of organic skill windows, I guess, which just kind of grow from a game being what it is, and you kind of find these few secret skills. If it is what it looks like it's going to be, now you can just sort of ping whenever, and it tells your team whether you're currently unseen or not, but it also tells you whether you're unseen or not. So it sort of negates that in a way, which I'm not really a fan of. Sure, you could say that if this sort of requires the player to be thinking about it. Of course, this is also going to make more players think about it, so it's revealing the secret. It's not really a secret, but it's sort of a relevant tactic of the item. But now that you can basically ping it whenever, you can just ping it to see if you're invisible, if you're visible or not, which I don't know. I always thought that to be sort of part of the item, that you'd have to think about it actively. You have to play around it specifically. And I really don't like these changes. I didn't like the Mana Moon change. I really didn't like the timing, the dragon timing, the Baron timing, the red buff timing, because all of those were usually an indicator. If you saw a jungler who was timing enemy red, enemy blue, R red, it was usually a indicator that it was a very good jungler, and it was a very fun thing to do, where you'd know that they'd go for dragon. Okay, we write down the timing. It wasn't a big deal, but it could also catch the enemy team off guard. They didn't know dragon was going to come up exactly at this time because they might not have timed it. So that was just sort of a sneaky way to do Baron or Dragon. And, you know, it's just an instance of a skill that just kind of gets streamlined, which I'm not a fan of, as I said. Again, this is not a big difference, and of course there's way bigger changes coming, but I really don't want to see more changes like this, because these organic skill windows, or what you should call them, are some of the coolest part of any game, really. A skill that sort of grows that wasn't really intended specifically. I think that is so cool. I guess that's basically what I had to say about it. It's, of course, it's a buff to Duskblade, so I can't complain, really. I can't. But yeah, we'll see how it pans out. The jungle camps, another streamline that we're talking about. Jungle camps is going to be worth basically the same amount of gold, which again, not a big fan of it, so there we go. This is what I was looking at. Jungle camps are all worth the same creep score. One consistent issue in judging the impact of a jungler re-jungler matchup is the creep score can mean vastly different things. This is especially true if one champion specializes in one target camps while the other in an AoE monster. Now each camp is its entirely will grant 4 creep score, which generally matches the camp's value and should provide for easier comparison of a jungler to their direct opponent. I don't know. I mean, that's not only the fact that it's streamlined, but it's also the fact that, I mean, you're, as he's saying, people can use it to track other junglers and such. So again, I don't want to talk too much about junglers because I don't understand the role, but these are just strange changes that I don't really understand where they're coming from. Like, I do understand where they're coming from, but it's not really worth it, I think. I mean, I understand that they want to make it very visible and clear and show very, very clearly which jungler is doing best, because you can easily see in another role which laner is doing best. But do we really need that in the jungle role? Usually you don't need to have the creep score to indicate if you're doing best. You can have the items or the fact that you're crushing every lane or taking every objective. I don't really feel like you get that immense benefit in visibility just from having, well, everything be worth the same. Not only, again, is it a boring streamlining, but you're basically changing the jungle dynamics, and yeah. But what can you do? Anyway, that's that for me. I'm gonna go study. Well, probably gonna go sleep and then go study. I'm screwed. See you guys next time. Take care. Bye.